I suppose the time was probably right for something new.
I tried, but I could not find a way.
Looking back, it does seem as if it had a kind of fresh voice.
We thought we were better than we were. We actually thought we were playing really kind of conventional rock and roll at times, when in fact we were playing what now sounds quite weird.
People used to say, where have these guys appeared from? You know, they've landed from outer space, and particularly, you know, with Eno.
We now can see that they and Bowie were really leading the way towards the glam rock of the mid-70s, but they were doing so with incredibly interesting music.
A kind of unusual band, in as much as, you know, we were making some sounds that other people weren't making at that time. I guess we felt there was a place for us, but we didn't realise, I don't think we realised it would cross over so strongly into a kind of wider audience, you know, which it did probably through having Virginia playing.
Make me a deal and make you say, or sign the seal. I take it to Robert E. Lee, I'll show it. I hope and pray he don't blow it hard. We've been around a long time, just try to make the big time.
We delivered our first album. The record company, I think, were really, you know, pleased with it. It had a great underground sort of word of mouth following. But they did say, the record company, oh, it would be great if there was a single. I said, oh, no problem, you know, I've got a song that might, you know, fit the bill. And so we sort of did this song as an afterthought, really, this recording of Virginia playing. And suddenly that was the one they wanted as to spearhead the kind of birth of Roxy music. I had strong opinions visually as well as musically, so and I wanted the visuals of the whole package to reflect my taste, because I'd written the songs, and therefore I felt I had you know, a strong presence on the record. I wanted the visual presence or visual awareness that I did have, whatever it was, to be manifest in the album too. And the band were all you know, involved as well, sort of, you know. I was very fortunate to have such an interesting group of people. You know.
You're so sheer, you're so chic, teenage rebel of the week. Flavors of the mountain streamline, midnight blue casino floors. Dance a cha-cha through till sunrise, opens up exclusive doors. A while, just like flamingos look the same. So me and you, just sweet too, got to search for something new.
On the visual side, I also put together another interesting group of people, including Anthony Price, who, it's been well documented, was great in the early days with his costumes and incredibly strong opinions. And Carl Stoker was the photographer, who was very kind of had a very strong look about his pictures, you know, and so it all fitted together really well. And the important thing really is that the visuals matched the music, and they were from the same place.
That's where I'll make my stand. But wait, don't you see that hall's a main? What's her name? Virginia?
He was a great lyric writer, apart from anything else. He had great ideas, great vision of what the band was going to be. You know, so it was really, really exciting working with them. You know, the first song I worked with them was Do the Strand. We went in sort of 7 o'clock in the evening, and like the whole thing was finished about sort of 1 o'clock in the morning.
There's a new sensation, a fabulous creation, a danceable solution to teenage revolution. Do the Strand, love, when you feel love. It's the new way, and that's why we say do the
The album For Your Pleasure was still probably my favourite record. The ideas we'd explored, perhaps on the first album, became more real and more intense. Everybody in the band featured on that record. There were no passengers. Everybody was there, omnipresent in the sound of the record.
Tired of the tango, fed up with fandango.
I'd been a fan of lots of different kinds of music, you know, and Cole Porter was one of the great writers, for instance, from the 30s, who I admired, where lyrics were kind of clever, witty, and used real names of things, of people, and so I thought I'd like to write a song like that. And so Do the Strand was it. So, there'd been various dance songs, and I guess from the 60s, like the twist, Do the Twist, or you know, Do the Madison. Or, the Madison was a street in Madison Avenue in New York. I always liked that name, Madison, for some reason. And I thought, well, the Strand is like a great street in London. And so the Strand became like a kind of metaphor for doing things great, or like, so like You're the Top. So that song by Cole Porter is all about, you know, great things. You're the this, you're the Tower of Pisa, you're the Colosseum, you're the Mona Lisa. And I thought, oh, I'll do something which has some of the things that I like. So it's Lolita and Guernica and La Goulou and Nijinsky, and all these names of things that I like came into it. And I thought it was a cool song.
Had your fill of quadrilles, the Madison and cheap thrills, bored with the beguine, the sambas and your scenes, they're playing our tune by the pale moon. We're incognito down the Lido, and we like the Strand.
This album was just such an exciting breath of fresh air because you got the sense that here was a band who were still moving forward. Eno's work is probably the first indication of how the electronic sounds can be incorporated into a pop song to make them more interesting. Not to take it over, but to make it more interesting. And of course, he would come to do this in greatest fruition with U2. And Bryan was given room to project his eerie vocals, and I think we can say that that sound at that time was quite chilling.
Lost forever, but it can't be Strand power. The Sphinx and Mona Lisa, Lolita and Guernica did the Strand.